Hi everyone, we're going to start some review today. I'm going to pick the most important things from the year that I think you should know for algebra next year in high school. And we're going to make sure you know them for next year because a lot of the stuff we did back in like September, October, November, some December stuff, making sure that you know the most important things before you go into algebra. So we're going to start our review part of this class with two-step equations. So for a two-step equation, what you want to do is isolate the variable. That means you want to get x by itself. So you do that first by adding or subtracting on both sides. And by both sides, I mean both sides of the equal sign. Then you're going to be left with something x equals something. So to get rid of that number that's connected to the x, you're going to either multiply or divide both sides to get x alone. Last but not least, once x is alone, you want to check, and we check by plugging in our answer into the original problem, using PEMDAS to solve one side and seeing if it equals the other side. Alright, so let's try exercise 1 together. We have to solve for x and check. So to get x by itself, first thing we want to do is draw our line down the middle. So we need to get rid of the 5 first. So we always get rid of whatever is furthest from x. So since 2 and x are connected, we deal with whatever's furthest, which is the 5. This is minus 5, so we want to do the inverse operation to cancel it out. So we add 5 to both sides. The 5's cancel out. We bring down the 2x because we didn't use it, and negative 1 plus 5 is 4. To get x by itself, we divide both sides by 2, so x equals 2. Now we need to check this. So to check it, what we're going to do is write down the original problem. But this time, anywhere you see an x, we're going to plug in our answer, which is 2. We're going to use PEMDAS to solve this side. So 2 times 2 is 4. Keep bringing down this negative 1 because we're trying to get the left side equal to the right. So now the left side is 4 minus 5. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So negative 1 equals negative 1, and it checks out. Good. Let's try exercise 2. We have 1/2 x minus 6 equals negative 2. This one I'm sure freaks you out automatically because you have a fraction here. But fear not, it is not that bad. We're going to put a line down the equal sign. The negative 6 or the minus 6 is farther away from the x than the 1/2, so we're going to deal with that first. So we have minus 6. To cancel that out, we need to do the inverse. The inverse, or the opposite of minus 6, is plus 6. So we're adding 6 to both sides. The 6's cancel out. We bring down what we don't use. 1/2 x equals negative 2 plus 6 is 4. To get rid of a fraction in front of an x, we want to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, or when we flip it. So we multiply both sides by 2 over 1, and 2 over 1 is the same thing as just multiplying by 2. So we get x equals 4 times 2 is 8. So we get x equals 8. Alright. To check this, what we want to do is write down our original problem. So we write down 1/2 x minus 6 equals negative 2. Instead of x, now we're plugging in 8. We're using PEMDAS to solve both sides to make sure the left equals the right. 1/2 of 8 is 4. Bring down that negative 2. 4 minus 6 is negative 2 equals negative 2. Checks out. That means our answer is correct. Last but not least, we are solving for x again. Draw our line down the middle. The 4 is further away from the x than the 3/4, so we deal with that first. We're going to add 4 to both sides. That cancels out. So we have 3/4 x equals negative 1 plus 4 is 3. To get rid of a fraction in front of the x, we multiply both sides by the reciprocal. That cancels out and we're left with x equals. Now we have 3 times 4 over 3. You can use your calculator for this, but if you don't want to, remember from 7th grade to multiply fractions, we make them both improper. We can cross reduce. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 over 1 is 4. So x equals 4. And we want to check it. So we write down the original problem. Then we're going to replace our x with our answer, which is 4. 3/4 of 4 is 3. Again, you can either plug this into your calculator or make them both improper and reduce. And 3 minus 4 is negative 1, so negative 1 equals negative 1. And we're set.